The following video is going to explain how to set up basic gamification using the scenario of assessing weekly medication adherence. So the aim being that the participant takes their medication 7 out of 7 days, and we'll give them various points for whether they took their medication or missed it, and then we'll pay them out at the end of the week if they took their pill 7 out of 7 days, and we'll also give them feedback on their earnings to date. So the first thing that we'll want to do is navigate to the Manage Study tab, and then the Study Arms. And we'll go to our Gamification arm. And since we're paying participants for taking their medication, we just need to make sure that this payment is checked off. And once we know that, we can go and navigate to the Achievements section. So this is where we're going to add those point balance achievements. So what this means is that we are going to give participants either a point for taking their medication one day, or we're going to subtract a point if they don't take their medication. So, and then we're also going to have an incentive in order to let them know what their winnings are to date. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is adherence. This is going to be a point balance. It's individual. This is not team-based, and the starting value is 0. And we're going to want to do that same thing for if they miss their medication. Again, individual and 0. And finally, we're going to want to do this incentive. Now, the reason that we're doing this as gamification instead of just as a roundup, looking at 7 out of 7, is because we want to give them feedback on their total earnings to date. And this is the way that we will do that. And again, that starting value will be 0. Great, so now that we have our achievements, we can go back to our ARMS encounter schedule. And we're going to be looking at the daily medication adherence. So we're going to go into the feedback for that device upload. We're going to say if it's completed, so if they took their medication, then we're going to add a point balance to adherence, which is already selected, and we're going to give them 1 point, which is going to basically equate to 1 day. Otherwise, so if they don't take their medication, we are going to add to a point balance from missed. So if they take their medication, they'll get a point under adherence, and if they don't, they get a point under missed. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. So now we need to build our roundup that's going to occur at the end of the week and let the participant know about their weekly medication adherence. So this is going to be a roundup. It's going to begin at day 7. Let's just say 11 a.m. And it's a month-long study, so, oops. Every 1 week, 4 times. So again, if the participant is adherent 7 out of 7 days, we're going to credit them $50 and we're going to inform them of their total winnings to date. So in order to do that, we're going to need to go into feedback, and we're going to need to look at that daily medication adherence. So we'll say, of the last 7 of 7. So if they took their medication all 7 days, then we want to add to a point balance. And instead of adherence or missed, it's going to be incentive. So we're going to pay them $50 for taking their medication that week. So we're going to add 50 points to the balance. We're also going to add a credit of $50 because this is what's actually going to pay them out. And then that incentive will make more sense when we send the message to the participant. And we're going to say And then this is where we're going to auto-populate that incentive value. So it's going to be cumulative. So it'll look at this week's and then any previous winnings weeks, and it'll tell them the total. So 150, 200, 250, etc. We're going to send this via text only. And then we also need to reset these points. So every week they'll start at 0. And we're going to also do this for missed. Okay, so that's great if they take their medication all 7 of 7 days. But what about if they miss more than one day? So that's going to be in the otherwise category. We want to send them a message. Oops. We want to tell them how many pills they missed. And again, we're going to pull in this variable. And that's looking at, remember, if they didn't take their medication, they got a point in that missed category. So that's where that's pulling from. And again, we still want to tell them how much money they've made to date. Again, this should be via text only. And we also need to reset the point balance to 0 for both adherence and missed. And again, we're not setting the point balance for incentives to 0 because we want that to be cumulative throughout the study. And we can go ahead and save that feedback. And that is how you set up basic gamification using point balances for medication adherence and cumulative earnings.